Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reacting to an analog horror series called Vita Carnis. Don't mind this right here, this is my recording software. It is now off. So, Vita Carnis is basically a analog horror series. So, I will be reacting to all the installments that are currently in here right now. Or at least in the mainline series for right now. And also, there's another video coming up. It's not the Lego Dimensions video. I have to work on that still. I've just been busy doing other stuff, so that's why I haven't been able to get the Lego Dimensions video out. I don't think I'll have enough time tomorrow to upload it, but it depends if I do or do not. Anyways, so you may be asking, what is analog horror? Well, analog horror resembles like an old-fashioned, like 90s TV, basically putting into like a more scarier vision. And the analog horror series that I'm reacting to today is called Vita Carnis, and there are multiple installments in this series. So, yeah. Anyways, go check out Darian Quilloy. Go check him out on YouTube. He's the creator of this series, and I genuinely recommend going checking out his stuff because this series is scary. Anyways, let's get started. Federal something something.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
If this were to happen in real time,
that is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life.
Wondrous.
First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are, and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity?
Most likely the second option.
From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bone.
Okay. That just sounds disgusting. Imagine walking around and seeing an animal like made of muscle and organs. And seeing that. That'd be terrifying.
They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that...
This just looks like a vine, to be honest. Or like those, what do you call it? Those little bits of, like, purple things in salad? Kind of looks like that.
Closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi.
What I tell you.
A primary stem...
I just paused the video, but what the... Okay, this is actually scaring me now. I might have to go stand up and turn on like a light or something.
Structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. and each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on
So it's basically like a plant, is what I'm getting.
surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth.
So like I said, basically like a plant. Okay, I'm turning on a light or something. It's like, my lights are off in my room. It's like scary in here now. Okay, I have a light on. Alright, let's continue.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere.
Imagine taking a walk outside, and you see one of these things on like the side of your house, or like on a building. In that case, you move out the building.
Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead.
Oh, so it's a good
The
thing.
crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage. Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in
That actually scared me. I don't know why. It's not even like dark outside too. It's like midday, and that actually scared me.
nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans.
I don't know why anyone will want to eat that. I know it has good benefits, but who would eat that, to be honest? Just imagine cutting that up, putting it in like a salad or something, with some ranch. Imagine seeing that at cafes.
And reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards. The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying.
You're telling me these things don't produce... You're telling me these things produce other creatures? I know I saw it in the playlist, but I thought that were just different things.
Sometimes, in a crawl population,
Ew. I hear like a noise in my room. That sounds terrifying. It's like a humming noise. Guys, if I die, I'm dead. I've reached 10 subscribers, and I'm proud of it. But back to what that is. What, it looks like a meatball, like a dried out meatball.
environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal.
Oh.
This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings.
Okay, now that that video is over, next video.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to
No,
every
Mr.
computer in your
Beast,
house,
get
your
off
mom's,
my
your dad's, your
picture.
sister, your brother's computer.
Gore, violence, death, and flashing lights. Trimmings.
The trimmings.
By the way, I'm not sponsored by Honey.
Trimmings are small animals that
you use
resemble
honey,
skinned
I'll give you a
raccoons.
bonus.
They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head.
Stop. What is that? Looks nasty. It looks Looks like a flea.
small
I don't
eyes,
like that.
nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs.
Ugh.
All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
Ugh.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
Oh, so they're like tiny. That's still big though. Like a basketballs are kind of big. So these things are the size of basketballs. So that would be about the size of about the size of my head probably.
Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance is unsightly,
Ugh. It looks nasty. It looks slimy. It's like a lizard. I don't like that. It looks like a skinned raccoon. Ugh. It's like a skinned raccoon but with meaty I don't know. It just looks nasty.
it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened.
So these things aren't like a thing that would attack us. Okay. Still doesn't
Because of its
diminish the
lack of
fact that it looks
defensive
nasty.
traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping
No, that's not a good thing. I feel like it's best if we just get rid of the crawl entirely. Let's see what these things create. These little trimming things. They look like the little like. So I used to have like an infestation like during the spring, like when I used to live in the bottom first floor of my house. There used to be like little ladybugs that would like sneak in like through ventilation and like click against my. It's like a computer clicking sound. So imagine one of those things like trying to get through like into your house. That thing would be. Ugh.
up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl.
Oh, they're found everywhere.
Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years.
So these things have like the lifespan of a hamster, I think. It's either a hamster or a rat.
Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society.
Good.
Their overabundance has even considered them pests.
Ugh. Imagine like tearing down someone's house, like you're a demolition crew and you're tearing down someone's house. Imagine seeing that thing in their basement or that thing in their wall. It'd be terrifying.
Due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive
Ugh,
noise
looks
at
like a
night.
raccoon.
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings
I already know what it's about to say. They keep trimmings as pets. You know, this is what's wrong with humanity. I understand having dogs, birds, rats, guinea pigs, hamsters, rabbits, cats. I understand those because they're cute. I have a guinea pig of my own. But these things, that's where I draw the line. These things stay outside no matter what.
as pets, and relatively domesticate them. Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature.
Wondrous. Things look like a lump of meat that you would buy at the store.
From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
The meat snake. Okay. So right now,
What if you
I'm
could do
doing
SEO
these
smarter
three,
and faster? With Wix, you can edit.
I don't care about that right now. So I'm only doing the crawl trimmings and meat snakes. After that is the mimic, harvest, and host. Then after that, we're doing whatever this one is. Um, host, mimic. I mean, not mimics. Monoliths. And apparently, according to someone else, there is another creature after this called the Singularity. I'll have to check that after later, but right now this is the last one. Yeah, boy.
The meat snake. The meat snake is a worm-like creature made of
You know what that thing looks like? It looks like a sandworm. Like, look up a picture of a sandworm. That's what it looks like.
a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane.
Ugh.
Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates
You know what that thing looks like? It looks like the, what's it called? Have y'all ever watched Stranger Things? It looks like the, dart. It kind of looks like that.
from the crawl, it is
I
only
wish
a
I knew
few
how to edit
centimeters
so I
in
can, like, put
length.
a picture next to it.
Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme
5 meters? Them things is long.
conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism.
Why? Like, wouldn't that be better for you to eat something that's alive than dead? Actually, no, because then it'll, like, move around. Why am I analyzing this?
The meat snake allocates its
Ugh. I don't like that. That looks nasty.
food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment.
We're only 1
The
minute into
sensors
this,
catch
and I already want to
particles of
stop
decaying
recording.
meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process
So you're telling me this thing sticks out its tongue like a snake and can collect particles that can tell it if something is dead or alive. That, ugh.
shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name.
Mm.
Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole.
I'm not gonna chew it or anything, just whole. Ugh.
Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
So you're telling me, I keep saying so you're telling me a lot, but so you're telling me that if this meat snakes eat enough, these things can be very long. Imagine seeing a meat steak that's like the size of like something like really big, like the what's it called, a football field. Imagine seeing a meat snake that big.
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be
Ugh.
excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed.
Okay, that's cool and everything, but that's terrifying. Imagine having one of these as a pet. Hope none of you people keep them as pets if these things are real.
During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
28 years. So, that's almost the age of a middle-aged person. And 28 years is long.
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake
Ugh. Imagine going on a drive and just seeing one of those on the sidewalk. Those things look nasty. It looks like a worm, but ugh, ugh, ugh,
is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to
it looks
reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an
slimy,
excessive size
like the
and is in the
Trimmings.
conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms.
I wish y'all could see my reaction right now, but this is just nasty. It is, ugh, ugh. I, I, I'm glad I'm only doing meat snakes and trimmings and crawl.
Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not
All right, good. So they don't live everywhere.
too hot, not too cold. Their population depends entirely on the
Ugh.
amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease.
So this thing has no predators, can't get sick, but can't eat healthy things. Huh?
Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill,
Don't feed
within
the
war on the
things.
battlefield to dispose of.
Okay, hold on. You guys feed bodies that have died in war to the meat snakes? Just bury the bodies. Don't give them to the meat snakes. Just wait till one day these things decide, you know what, I'm gonna eat something healthy. And just go after humans.
Festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals.
Mm.
They are extremely tame, not carrying
Tame? Do you not see that image right there? That thing look like it's just ugh.
of any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame.
Mm.
Overall,
You know what that thing reminds me of? I just said it reminds me of like Dart from Stranger Things, but you know what this reminds me of now? This reminds me of a friggin' trying to remember what it's called. Ribbon worm. Like, you know ribbon worms where they'll like spit out their exoskeleton in defensive terms? That's what that looks like.
meat snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
Mm.
Our next creature is the mimic.
Nope. Nope. So, I guess that's it for Vita Carnis. There's 3 more implements after this series. Like I said, after this is going to be the mimics, harvesters, and